Hey guys, this is Jay Lethal, the Blank Machismo, and whoa, the Nature Boy, and you're listening to the Potsy Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Potsy Potchak Network proudly brings to you its
Tag Team Champions of the
We are the world champions. The Road Dog,
Tino Gray,
the Badass,
Rob Potsy Potchak.
the New Age Outlaws.
Do your ears hang
No, would you stop doing that? I don't even know why he does that, folks. Our theme song is always brought to you by Adam's House Cats, called The Wrestling Song. It's available on iTunes for 99 cents. We've got the better camera on tonight.
Wrestling.
And
This is the greatest show.
that's what Tino likes to say. He likes to say, whoa.
What are you doing?
Whoa, I'm moving the camera, apparently.
It's like that earthquake there a couple nights ago.
Only in North Carolina. Only in North Carolina.
That apparently I slept through.
Yeah, well, you and me both. Sorry, folks. We're just moving some stuff around on the screen, apparently.
Technical difficulties, please stand by.
I think we're good. I think we got it. I think we got it. Wait, no, the camera's actually still down a little bit. There we go.
There we go.
All right. If you're watching,
Thank you.
don't be shy.
Oh yeah, come on. We had a fantastic time last week, dude. I think normally we try to keep these around about an hour. Last week we had a blast, and we looked down and it was like we were 2 hours in, and we're like, holy crap! But it was awesome. It was great. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So hopefully we can get that going again tonight.
Yeah, so real quick, Tino, before we actually get into the whole shit and caboodle, we like to do a little segment on our show.
What's up with you?
What's up with you? So, Tino, take it away.
Not a whole lot happened. I was telling you I was off camera today. So at least 2 years now. It started 2 years ago. It started my lawnmower. Started doing the whole shaking thing. I'm like, oh, dude, I gotta get a new lawnmower. I was not looking forward to getting a new lawnmower. And so at last week that year, then last year, I was like, oh, okay, get me through one more season, and it did. And then a couple of weeks ago, before we had all this rain stuff, I cut the grass, and I was telling Rob, it seemed like as soon as I finished the last little bit in the yard, it went and it died on me. I was like, holy crap, I'm going to get a new lawnmower.
Wait, did it
Yeah.
Potchak?
Yeah, it's and the smoke came out the thing. No kidding, like black and white smoke came out of the side of it. I'm like, I'm gonna have to get a new one. But it rained and we had the hurricane, and I forgot about it.
And the earthquake.
So I forgot about it. So
And the tornadoes.
I got out there today to cut the grass around 3, and so I went to crank it, and it said, I'm like, oh, come on, baby, come on. I checked the oil, and I put the gas in it, and it said, and it started, and it was shaking. Next thing I knew, it said, and it just crashed out. Now, what I didn't know, it not only died, but the grass was high, and I didn't see a tree root. So I hit this tree root, and my lawnmower blade, it snapped half the blade off, and the blade was stuck in the ground. And then I was like, and then it started smoking, and a little bit of fluid leaked out the bottom. So
Fluid?
Yeah, I forgot to tell you about the fluid that leaked out the bottom of that lawnmower. So the lawnmower's dead. So I had to go to Lowe's. I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money on a lawnmower. I just want something I can use to push. I don't want to spend any more than $200. I get to Lowe's, and they had one on display, and it was like $279. I'm like, dang it. But then I saw one, it's like the little tag was $199, but they wasn't on display, but it had a bunch of the boxes underneath it. I'm like, how much is that one? It was like Craftsman. He's like, that's the $199 one. I'm like, that's the one. And it's real easy. I got it home, opened the box. All I do was like pull a little handle up, lock it in place. I was good to go. Oh, that lawnmower cut like a dream. for the 10 minutes I got to cut the grass before the rain started. So yeah, I got to finish cutting the grass tomorrow. I was so pissed. And the fun part about this, when the lawnmower died, Nicole and Matthew were at the pool, and so I FaceTimed her, and she didn't come back and see her in the pool when she got out. And of course, I'm aggravated. I've been married to an Italian too long, so every word I was saying was the word I can't say on this show, the F word. And she's like, I'm on FaceTime. I'm like, oh God. I'm like, is there anybody around? Because I was like, effing lawnmower, effing, I gotta effing go, effing and F. Yeah, I was aggravated. And so I called her back and like talked nice. I'm like, oh, okay, so nobody around now. I got lawnmower. I'm still not happy about it, but I'm trying to watch my mouth now because we're on FaceTime again. But yeah, that was my adventure today with the lawnmower. Other than that, been working, getting ready. We had my neighbor across the street, his son's going off into the Air Force. They had a going away party for him. Then some people from church, my youth group, had a little get together. We did that for a little while, and then Nicole and I pretty much, I worked Saturday, went home, did that stuff, and so Sunday, Nicole and I did not get out of pajamas, did not get out of bed, so we literally laid in bed, watched TV all day. I left to get something to eat, and came back, and we ate in the bed and watched TV. I mean, we did not move.
What'd you watch?
Oh, we've been binge watching this new show called The Order on Netflix.
Yes.
Which is some werewolves.
Yeah. What season are you in?
We just started 2.
Okay.
So I think we're in the second episode of season 2 now.
You're absolutely gonna love the guest stars.
Yeah. The first episode, it came out. The dude came out. He was like, we got used to seeing the lead character. And then he came out. He's like blonde, and he's trying to be on the cheer team. We're like, what? What happened?
Yeah, there was something really wrong.
What
with
happened
that.
over the sun?
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, I was like, okay.
I actually kind of like that show though.
I do. That's like we watched it. We're like, whoa. And then Nicole didn't realize because we finished it last night. Well, we finished the episode we were watching, and then I started back up again today. She goes, wait, I thought we finished. I'm like, no, it's 2 seasons. She's like, what? So we're back we're in season 2 now. I finished season 2 of The Umbrella Academy too. I like that. Have you watched that one, The Umbrella Academy?
I think I watched season 1.
Yeah, season 2's out. I've already.
Yeah, my sister and brother-in-law were watching the second season. I have not watched the second season.
And other than that, we did that yesterday. Did the lawnmower thing today. I go back to my day job Wednesday, and then Saturday, Haiti leaves.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, it's quick. She's gone.
Going back to school.
Yep. So that's what's up with me. Not much. Supposed to have a show in Hickory this past Saturday, but because last Wednesday Cooper passed the order that bars can't stay open past 11. I got to call her like there's no need because our show would have started about 10. There's no need for us to even no need to pay us, and then me drive all over to Hickory for nothing. So
yeah, you're gonna have to start doing early shows like 7 or something.
Probably, and that's usually what we've been doing. But that show isn't an early show. Like the shows I've been doing around here lately have been starting like at 7, 8, and ending about 10 or 11, which is normally not a big deal. I don't mind, or even like 2-hour shows like 9 to 11 or 8 to 10. Those are good too. But this would have been a regular 3.5, 4 hour show. That's normally what I do when I'm there. So other than that, that's it. What's up with you?
Not much up with you, huh?
That lawnmower thing.
So up with me. What people will notice if they look right here. I haven't got it right the first time. You see that?
Me too.
Right there. If you look over there, you will see the images from the Indiegogo. Yes,
yep.
Right there. So, yeah, we're Eric and I are running that promo. We're doing everything we can to try to get it funded. Posting on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All the different machines. Every machine.
Machine. I just love machine.
Every machine that we can. The whole idea there, folks. Go on Indiegogo, search for Junior High Horrors, pick your favorite cover, pay for the perk. When we make enough money, we make the book, right? That's how it works. And Tino said that he will double.
You keep lying to these people.
I mean, you made money tonight, didn't you?
I made $2. Actually, I made $1 because I went in. I broke even because I came in with $1. I was up to 4. I was up to 4. Now I'm back down.
And then Dabakato Anyways,
Shayna Baszler, you and Chicken Dale.
I wasn't betting against Shayna Baszler. If Ronda had showed up.
All right. You bet against Ronda?
No, I'm saying if Shayna and Ronda had showed up, then. But we'll talk about that in a little bit, folks. But so things going on with me. Not much. You know, the Indiegogo's taking up a lot of time writing a new story. Trying to keep up with that. Doing some artwork. I did a couple streams last week. Gave away the artwork that you saw on the show. Did another piece. Already mailed both pieces out, so people should be getting their art. The second one, I wanted to be a surprise as to who won it, so when you get it, let us know.
So I didn't get to pick a number this week.
You did not this week. You did not. But
I still left out.
4 more backers, and Tino gets to pick the next winner for the Junior High Horrors Indiegogo.
Wake me up before you go.
Before you Indiegogo.
Before you Indiegogo.
So, and then to talk about the Indiegogo even more, I will be on the Pop Experience this week on Friday for a episode that they will film and then post later. Yeah, okay. It'll be on YouTube. Starting to lose my voice. Don't know what's going on.
You started losing the last hour of Raw.
Yeah, that's true. That's true because I was yelling Dabba-Kato. But or Yabba-Kato. I don't.
Dabba Dabba Doo.
Yabba Dabba.
Dabba Dabba Kato.
But I did some sketch cards this week. Any of them are available if you check out the YouTube that you see them on. $10 a piece. You can PayPal it. You can Venmo it. Whatever the case might be. If you want one of them, I did a really cool tick.
What was that?
You know the tick?
Like the top?
No, the tick.
Top?
No. Well, that's illegal now.
TikTok's illegal now?
You gotta keep up.
I still got it on my phone. I'm still watching them every day, so I know it's illegal.
Yeah, so there was an executive order passed this week that you cannot fund things like that now.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on that one.
Actually, I was reading up on it, and it kind of makes a lot of sense.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, there's a lot of Chinese companies that own a lot of stuff like TikTok, and because of it, and because of the trade agreements going on in the United States versus China, countries like India had already blocked them. So now the United States is blocking them so that we can either try to get better deals out of it or whatever, and stop these Chinese companies from bringing stuff in.
Like my damn iPhone. That's going to be pushed back till October now.
Yeah.
I'm so pissed about that.
Well, you know what I'm not pissed about? I injured Marzen.
We had a couple of comments. What we got going on?
So in the comments, we've got Joe saying, "Hey, Rob." And I wrote back, "What's up, Joe?" And that's what we got so far.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, Rob.
Somebody.
Sup, Joe?
Somebody's missing from the...
He didn't say hello to you.
I know. I'm hurt.
You should be hurt.
I am hurt. I'm disappointed.
There was something else I was going to bring up, and I completely forgot. Oh! So this week, finally, the Potsy has Junior High Horrors, the April Fool's Special, in comic stores.
Nice. Which comic stores?
Hopefully all of them. The comp copies, so the copies that I actually get sent to me that I can then sell, are not coming just yet.
Read the comment. Who was that?
It's Joe. And Joe says, "Hello, Tino."
Hello, Joe. That's awesome.
Should have said, "Yo, Joe."
Yo, Joe! No one's half the battle.
It is. I don't know what the other half of the battle is.
I don't either. G.I. Joe just told me no one was half the battle.
Half the
I
battle.
never understood what the other half was.
So, but yeah, so the April Fool Special will finally be in stores, and if you see
August.
me, shh.
Okay, sorry.
Shh. don't want to leave anyone out.
Thank you, Joe.
So for anybody that sees me at a comic store this week, I have a funny story about that, by the way.
Okay.
I told Joe about it already because he was at the comic book store when it got said. But for anybody that sees me at a comic book store this week, if you're picking up a copy of Junior High Horror's April Fool's Special and want me to cross out the word April and write August, so it's the August Fool's Day special,
Just when I said August.
I'm okay with that.
That's awesome.
I'm okay with that. No, but so here's a funny story.
All right.
Joe, back me up on this because you were there after the fact. I was at the comic book shop. I was buying my weekly comics. I bought some X-Men books, bought some Batman books, and out of nowhere, the guy that runs the comic book shop, Daniel.
Joe.
No.
Okay.
No. Let me speak.
RKO.
Let me speak on this.
Okay. Orale. Orlavole.
Orlavole. Arriba la raza.
Arriba la raza.
So I
That's enough.
I'm out. So I'm in the comic book store. I'm buying my comics. I'm just up at the wall, like looking at other comics. And this guy comes in and starts asking Daniel, the guy that runs the shop, some questions. And all of a sudden, like, they're talking about something. And he says, I'll make sure to check out the Indiegogo. As he's going to leave, he then turns back and looks. And then he turns back away and walks out the door, right? Daniel apparently brought up the Indiegogo, which is great.
Yeah.
But here's what made it funny. I was like, oh, it's really nice that you talked about the Indiegogo. He's like, well, Potsy, the really funny thing was he actually asked, hey, is that the Junior High Horrors guy? And he's like, well, yeah. Don't you know him? Do you want to go meet him? And he's like, oh, no. I don't want to meet that guy. And I'm literally sitting there like, why the hell didn't you want to come up and say hi? Like,
maybe
I'm just buying comics.
Maybe he was starstruck.
And that's kind of what it sounds like. But I'm like, just come up and say hi.
I've only had that happen twice.
Did they think you were Hootie?
No. No, they actually so this guy used to come out to 7th Street Pub when I would play, right? Every week he came out there. He specifically came and told me, I came to see you. Like, all right. So he happened to be at my neighbor's house, like across the street from my cul-de-sac, and he saw me get out my Jeep. He goes, Tino lives in your neighborhood? You live in Tino's neighborhood? He was like, no, this is everybody's neighborhood. The dude was so excited that I lived in that neighborhood. I'm like, the hell is wrong with you?
Wait. Was he talking to you saying you live in Tino's neighborhood?
No, he's talking to my neighbor.
Oh.
Because he saw me get out of my Jeep in my house, and he's like, it was like he saw. I was like, dude. What?
Great legend.
What?
Great legend. Welcome to the show.
Great Legends?
Yeah, the Great Legend Show.
I know. Who's that?
He's the Great Legend Show.
Welcome.
He's not you. He's not me. He's the Great Legend Show.
Great Legends.
Legend.
It's the greatest show.
No, he's the Great Legend Show.
The Great Legend Show.
He's the Great Legend Show.
Okay. Welcome, man.
Legend, welcome to the show. We are just talking about my Indiegogo and the fact that somebody this week
That's awesome.
would not come up and talk to me because he didn't want to be one of those guys.
Then Nicole's cousin, who lives in. So
you've had it happen twice.
No, it's about you.
About me.
The legend, sorry.
No, Legend's right there.
Yeah, she lives in Mooresville.
Right, not Morrisville.
Yeah, Mooresville.
Right.
And so she's in the comics too. And I was like talking about, my friend Rob, he has his own comic, Junior High Horror. She goes, I read that. I'm like, that's my best friend Potsy. She goes, you know him? I'm like, yeah.
We do a show.
I'm like, yes, I know him.
When was it?
Oh God, it was a couple of months ago. Nicole was laughing.
We're gonna have to get her a signed copy.
I am.
Okay, we will do that.
And then, that's it. What was it?
He's saying, Great Legend says, good seeing you guys live, getting ready for that Mainframe Comic Con. That's right.
Oh.
Legend, that was my impression of you, by the way. Yes, Mainframe Comic Con goes on this weekend.
So explain that.
Mainframe Comic Con?
Yeah.
So,
For people who don't know.
all right. So if you go to mainframecomiccon.com, that's 2 C's in Comic Con.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, there's more than 2. There's
Yeah,
four.
I was about to say there's more.
4 C's in comic. 3 C's?
There's 3 C's.
3 C's?
Yeah, see, one in the beginning, one in the end, and con. Yeah, there's 3 C's. Comic.
Because comic is one word.
Yeah.
And then con.
Yeah.
So you're right, it is 3. It's not 4. My bad. Tino, what is your thoughts on Fred the Hammer Williamson?
I don't know who that is. Who was that?
That was Legend.
I don't know who was Fred the Hammer.
I don't even know who Fred the Hammer Williamson is.
Oh my God.
Legend, you're gonna have to explain to us, is that actually the real name of Greg the Hammer Valentine? Because otherwise, I don't know who that is.
He asked me, I don't know. We're like watching and waiting, like, who the hell?
So, Tino was just asking about Mainframe Comic Con, but okay, so the Great Legend is saying that's my main celebrity I'm hosting, but also have Eric Roberts, Dan Severn, Ricky Morton, Austin Idol, Axe, and Smash from Demolition. They will all be live, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, live on Mainframe Comic Con this weekend, hosted by the Great Legend, who is in our chat right now.
He told me to look it up. I think that's what he said.
Now, Eric Roberts, by the way, gave Stone Cold Steve Austin the watch that he wears. Don't know if you knew that, Great Legend.
Oh.
So Fred the Hammer Williamson is a big-time action star, Tino. Legend, Mainframe Comic Con starts on Saturday. It is live the entire weekend long. You will be hosting some of the panels. I may be hosting some of the panels.
Cool.
May.
Justice League.
Yes, you are absolutely right. Justice League Unlimited's Eric Roberts. Actually, believe it or not, Legend, it was not during the Expendables that he gave him the watch. It was during the movie that Stone Cold was the lead on that Eric Roberts was the bad guy.
Which one was that?
I can't remember.
Was it Condemned? Was it Condemned?
No, I don't think it was Condemned. I think it was, what was that other one he did? The one where he was like coming. No, that was the Condemned.
You said Condemned.
All right, you might be right. It probably was the Condemned, but they were in that movie together. I think Eric Roberts played like his brother or his brother-in-law or something, and gave him a watch in the movie. And actually, Steve Austin still has that watch.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty cool story.
All right.
So all right,
It's wrestling time.
is it wrestling time, or do I need to say anything else?
You got anything else?
I don't know. Do I? I don't think so. Yeah, so Legend, you're not the only one who knows about some of these things that happen behind the scenes, my friend. You're going to have to watch the Great Legend show.
I am going to have to watch it.
He's so good, man.
I'm going to have to watch this.
He's so good. So let's go ahead and start with Wednesday night wrestling. We had AEW versus NXT.
I got to remember that. Okay.
The ratings... NXT loses 915,000 for AEW, 765,000 for NXT. Both shows were up. Both shows had a better 18 to 49 rating than Monday Night Raw.
Monday Night Raw. Last week, I'd probably give it a B minus. I mean, and because I did not like. And I know some people did that the Raw, the Dark, whatever they were doing.
The Underground.
I didn't like.
We're gonna talk a little bit more about that a little bit later because you and I put money.
I won a couple. Yeah, I won
you won some. I won some. We ended up about even. Because I would not bet against Shannon Baszler. Chicken. I knew who was gonna. Like that's why as soon as you said you got the next match, I was like Asuka. but and I gave you the money back because I said I'll take Kevin Owens. But all right, so Wednesday night we had the great debate between Orange Cassidy and and Chris Jericho.
With Eric Bischoff.
The Bish was back on
And
TNT.
Bish did, I mean, like I said, he was still looking kind of dapper. I have to give that to him.
So the joke was on Twitter, if you didn't look, was that Eric Bischoff said that the suit he was wearing was a throwback to Stanford. So he was saying that it was one that he actually bought to be behind the scenes at Monday Night Raw or SmackDown when he was running that. But yeah, so I loved
Orange Cassidy.
I loved that segment.
Oh my God.
Except for the fact that you know, like Orange Cassidy said, I want to beat you. I'm going to beat you, and that will really, like, I don't know what the payoff is here. I don't know if the payoff this week is that Orange Cassidy wins the match and sets up a third match at their next pay-per-view. Because that's the only thing it can do, right?
Well, I think the whole point of that was, I mean, because he hasn't won a match against Jericho. How many? They had two.
No, they've only had one.
They've had one, but he's had other matches.
But he keeps getting one up on Jericho, and he's doing it DX style, right? Dropping the orange juice on him that apparently gets more orange every week.
I think he lost the first one to Jericho. I think with this whole thing here is Jericho and Orange Cassidy even set it up. You did this whole debate so you can embarrass the guy that doesn't talk. And when Orange Cassidy spoke, that was my favorite. I think it was my favorite, that anticipation on what's he going to say, when's he going to say. Now, it threw me for a loop when they started talking about the environmental stuff. I was like, what?
I loved how Bischoff was like,
that threw me for a loop.
I think, but you know, like for the character, I think that's like perfect. Another moment that I truly loved about AEW, and I'll get back to the Orange Cassidy moment, was when Santana and Ortiz destroy the minivan. Especially when Chucky T is sitting there and he's like, I told this man's mom.
I told Sue. Her name was Sue.
I told this man's mom that she had nothing to worry about that minivan.
One of my favorite parts of AEW was when Britt Baker totally pulled a Bailey and Sasha and said, "Oh, you want to get me? Well, you're gonna have to go through
Reba."
And Reba, she's like, "What?"
And she's like, because the same thing happened with Sasha Banks last Monday.
Yeah.
When or Friday. Was it Friday? No, it was. Yeah, it was. So okay. So I liked both of those segments.
Yes.
Didn't care for the Cody Matt Cardona match.
Was surprised with the Moxley Darby match. That match was. I thought Darby was going to put up, but I thought it'd be more of a squash towards Moxley, and that was actually a good back and forth match to me.
See, it wasn't going to be a squash because Mox isn't going to do that to him.
Yeah.
I mean, he even said in his promo, he's my favorite AEW wrestler.
Yes.
Right? And I believe that. I believe that Moxley means what he says when he says it in an interview because, you know, he's writing his own shit. But I as much as you see Darby Allin in that kind of match, I love the beginning where he's wearing the Moxley mask and Moxley's like, oh, you're gonna make fun of this? And then he goes serious and goes to town.
But you see, he took the mask off and it said champ. You see he had written champ on his face and on the side of his body?
Yeah. So, it was all fine and dandy, except, did you think Darby had a chance?
I knew he wasn't going to win that title.
I knew he wasn't going to win that title. So, what's the point of the match?
Make him look strong, though. I mean, it made him look strong. And I think what they're going to do...
it's leading to a push.
MJF is going to beat Mox for that title, and I think it's going to be MJF against
Darby? Oof.
Yeah.
Not sure I want to see that.
I think that's what they're going for.
I mean, I would rather see Darby just come down and take out Wardlow.
But also, we said we didn't like the Cody match, but what I did like about that match at the end when he's walking up the title, who came down the tunnel and tapped on that belt. That's going to be a hell of a match. Scorpio Sky, you didn't see that?
Oh, I did not. I missed it. Yeah.
So Cody.
Hey, isn't that a week after I sat there and said that Scorpio Sky doesn't get matches on? That was a week. Are they watching us?
But here's the thing. Who does Cody lose that title to is it Scorpio Sky?
No.
So I don't understand why. And now each week that he defends that title, the people that he defends against, they look stronger and stronger against Cody. So I don't know if they're trying to not bring Cody down, but you know what I mean? Because if you notice, every match he fights, that person takes it a little bit more. They started with Sonny Kiss.
Well, but that.
Then you went to Kingston.
Okay.
Then who was after Kingston?
War, the guy that eats ass or whatever. War Monster,
Warhorse.
Warhorse. He eats ass. Is that what?
It might have started with.
He rules ass. That's what it was. Warhorse rules ass, which doesn't make any sense.
Who's the guy that's with Brian Cage and I can't think of his name.
Taz?
No, not Taz. Brian Cage, Taz, and the other dude, that young guy.
Oh.
He put on a good match against Cody. Well, my point is, all these, so it keeps Cody. I don't want to say something looking stronger. That's not what I'm saying.
No, because he wins.
Yeah, but it's
He's
taking
pissing
him
Arn
longer.
Anderson off.
He's taking longer and longer to win. He's taking more and more punishment. But so who finally do they have, or who are they going to let take that title off of Cody?
Well, the question there isn't just that. It's whether or not AEW will want to put somebody over during this time, because apparently there's a story out there right now that the reason why no one's being pushed to the limit, besides the people that are already there in AEW, is because they don't want the Drew McIntyre syndrome where he's doing it in front of no fans. So,
but here's the thing.
And I
don't see them going back. This is August.
Yeah, until next year.
Honestly, exactly.
Yeah.
So they need to either move forward with the product, or it's going to get stale. Yeah. They're going to have to move forward.
I couldn't agree more. So there was all that. Then we got to watch Cameron Grimes get to go up against the pissed off Keith Lee.
My favorite part of that, Cameron Grimes was outside of the ring talking trash to Keith Lee. You know I am. I'm Cameron Grimes. You don't come up on me like that. But he's outside the ring talking on the floor, looking up at him.
And I hate to say it because NXT doesn't like to squash too many people, except when you bring in somebody brand new that's just meant to be a monster. It should have been a squash.
No.
Because of how pissed off Keith Lee as the champ is, it should have been a squash, or he should have been so distracted that you think he's going to lose that match the entire time.
I think that they were trying to show, like, he was pretty much playing with Cameron Grimes, and I think he was trying to show off something like, this is how I'm going to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? To Karrion Kross, but he, in not going ahead and squashing that, I think he gave Cameron Grimes too much room to come in there and put in some offense. I agree that he should have gone, because if you notice, they even said something on commentary. He didn't come out to the ring like the normal Keith Lee. He was all business. There wasn't smiles. There wasn't any goofiness. He came in pissed off. He should, and I agree with you, he should have kept that momentum going, that pissed off momentum, and just went ahead and just did what he was going to do.
Taking it out on him. Yep. The triple threat, the brand new guy.
I was surprised.
I forget what his name was. Brian Silver or something like that. I don't know what his name was.
I didn't.
Apparently is the new guy that WWE wants to push. He came over from NXT UK, has not lost a singles match, but did not get to win this match. It went to Damian Priest, which I kind of expected.
I'm kind of still pissed off. I didn't realize until last week. And I don't remember, how did he hurt himself? My guy is out of the tournament now. My guy, who I was saying was going to win.
Dexter Lumis.
I called Dexter Lumis winning that whole tournament. And now he went out hurt. I didn't realize he was hurt.
Yeah, they're saying that Thatcher hurt his leg during the match. I think it's a work. I don't think he's actually hurt. Could be something completely different that hurt him, like if it is real. But it was totally done so that they have a way to get Johnny Gargano and Finn Balor into that match. Because now those two guys have to be in two different singles matches, which means those two will get into the match, right?
And so.
And then Thick Boy.
I'm gonna have to change my. I'm gonna have to change my pick to Thick Boy.
Thick Boy.
I'm at the pick. I'm at to Bronson Reed. I really think Bronson Reed is gonna take it. Because my first two choices were Cameron Grimes, who's not even in the tournament, I guess.
Right.
And my man got hurt.
Mm.
So now they're out, so I got to pick a new guy. So I'm going Bronson Reed, Thick Boy. Who you got?
Well, there's still a fifth guy that we don't even know who it's going to be, do we?
Nah, I'm still going to go with Thick because I was going with the underdogs. So,
I think with the way the crowd's getting behind him, I think Bronson Reed's a good choice. I think Damian Priest's a good choice.
Mm-hmm. I think Bronson wins it, and him and Damian feud over it.
I think that, yeah. Although I think if you keep putting everybody over Damian Priest, everyone's going to be like, I don't care how big he is.
Yes, yeah, sure.
Guy's never going to be anything.
Comment.
Joe said, gonna pass out and grab some sleep. Good to catch some of the show. Keep up the good work, Rob and Tino.
Thanks a lot, Joseph. Thanks for stopping in.
Yes, thanks, Joe. I will probably see you Wednesday at the comic shop, by the way. So, all right. So did you feel AEW was the better show?
No.
Okay. Because I will say this. I think that what we have seen now is that when Jericho and Moxley are both on the show for extended periods of time, the ratings are up.
Yeah, those two segments popped, but as an overall
we
show...
we don't know because I can't find quarter-hour ratings. That used to be the thing, folks. It used to be every week in the 90s for the Raw versus Nitro thing, you had to see the quarter hours to see whether or not Hulk Hogan was actually moving the needle.
And this week, and I love AEW, and we used to argue about it, I thought AEW, should have won. But this week, I think NXT gave more. There was more in NXT.
Well,
we didn't even get to.
Well, we also had
Adam Cole.
Well, you're right. But we also had Rhea Ripley lose to Dakota Kai
with a little help.
Which
from what's her name?
Yeah, Maria Menounos. No, not her. Melendez.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yes, Marquez.
I don't remember. The tall chick.
Yeah, she's a monster.
Yeah.
Which could set up a Rhea Ripley versus her.
And that's what's going to happen at SummerSlam.
No, you mean...
Oh, no, you're right.
At NXT.
NXT.
I think, however, and we're going to talk about this now.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? No, we're not going to talk about it now. We're going to talk about Pat McAfee. What may have started as a shoot is now a total work. And has set up... Are they doing it at SummerSlam? Or are they doing it at...
They're doing it at the...
NXT.
NXT 30.
Okay.
The TakeOver.
I'm okay with that. I wouldn't be okay if this made it onto SummerSlam.
No, it's a TakeOver.
Although SummerSlam seems like a pretty weak card so far.
So far. Yeah, what, a week?
You got 3 shows to solidify SummerSlam for this year.
I think Retribution will be on that somehow.
They didn't even do shit tonight, but
nothing major.
But okay, so Adam Cole, Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee gets brought out for commentary. They actually say that him and Adam Cole had a good talk backstage, and they're talking all nice and dandy with him, and then all of a sudden, like, everything he starts saying is short jokes.
Which leads to...
Beth Phoenix.
Leaving. I mean...
She got...
So, here's... Okay. Time out. Every time they showed a view of the desk, it was only McAfee and Phillips. Where was Morrow? Because I heard his voice, and where was Beth? Were they doing it... They
were in that top section that they always do their commentary.
Oh, okay.
So they were in like the bird's eye view area.
Got it. Okay.
And she's like, I just can't deal with this anymore. And even Tom Phillips is like, what? Why did you do that? Why would you get rid of? Why would you say stuff that makes Beth Phoenix uncomfortable, right? But while and the match, by the way, that was going on, Imperium versus the Undisputed Era, a returning Kyle O'Reilly with Bobby. What was up with
Red Dragon?
What was up with his haircut though? Like he had, I think they called it a brohawk, and that
Yeah, I don't know.
that
I don't know.
whatever Kyle O'Reilly pasted to his face.
He's trying to be Sheamus. I think that's what it was. Remember Sheamus had the mohawk.
It's a shameful thing.
Blast Joe, whatever he said.
Blast yourself. Anyways,
but what made me kind of laugh is Adam Cole kept looking. I'm like, why is he looking over there? He walked over there. Like, I can hear you. I'm like, oh, okay, now I get why because he kept looking over there.
Yeah,
like,
why just staring over?
But what?
Like this, just.
And I couldn't figure out why. Then when he said that, it dawned on me. Yeah, you're only about 20 feet away. You probably can hear.
You probably can hear, especially with as loud as Pat McAfee is.
Yes.
So everything they did for it, I think they did just about as right as they could.
But that kick, though.
So that kick that he nailed him with. You see
under his chin, he caught him.
You see catches him, and you see Adam Cole's neck go up, and Adam Cole sells the shit out of it. Like I haven't seen a sell job like that since probably Marty Jannetty at the bowling alley. No? No? No, that wasn't even that good of a sell job. No, but they sold it. I want to watch the match now. I don't think Pat McAfee has any chance in hell of winning. Which means the only way that he's going to win is if Undisputed Era turns on Adam Cole.
But why would they do that?
Well, he cost them the match. Right? And they're tired of him going into business for himself instead of being part of the group.
So does that change them babyface or change him babyface?
That changes him babyface because he can't take on all three of them. But, man, watching Pat McAfee become like the mouthpiece for an Undisputed Era without Adam Cole.
But if your version of a new faction is true, we won't have to worry about that.
Might not have to. Although that's not true. I don't think I was running my mouth. I do think, and we'll get to that. Except, I hope not. But we'll get to it. So, you think NXT won the night.
Mm-hmm.
The ratings prove otherwise. I've said in the past...
Well, yeah. I'm sure the rating-wise, but...
I've said in the past, and I truly believe that the ratings don't mean as much nowadays as they did in the past, because people will still go back and watch NXT when they don't get commercials.
Mm-hmm.
So... however, we are seeing that AEW's ratings are on the rise. We will continue to see whether or not they can continue to do so, because this week not only did they rise, but so did NXT. So it was 1.6 million viewers between the two shows, which is great. It'll be interesting to see whether or not that carries over and continues. See if those ratings continue to rise on one or both programs. Because that's when you start saying there are enough fans watching wrestling on Wednesday night to possibly want to go against one of the other shows. Speaking of which, SmackDown started with Riddle versus Sheamus. Pretty good match.
Yes. Until
they're still calling him Shorty G. Anyways, Shorty G comes down and causes the disqualification of the match, causes Matt Riddle to win the match, which pisses Sheamus off towards King Corbin. So it's like heel on heel. I'm cool with it. Because Sheamus...
First I was wondering if Sheamus is turning face for a second.
Maybe.
But I doubt it.
I doubt it too.
Yeah.
I think it was just a way to keep everybody strong and really put Corbin in a hard-hitting battle with somebody.
That was a good match.
The Jeff Hardy match was a good match. Until Sheamus.
Yeah.
Until Sheamus caused Jeff Hardy to win the match.
And then Sheamus and Corbin did get to go with that.
They did. Who won that match? Did it even end?
I don't remember. Yes, because Bro, Matt Riddle came down and distracted Corbin long enough for him to get Bro kicked.
So maybe they are setting up like a 3-way dance between those three, or maybe even a 4-way, 4 corners match,
or a tag match.
I don't think so.
But
Because
yeah, you couldn't, because that means you have to have Sheamus and
Corbin.
No, you'd have to have Sheamus and Bro
Riddle.
Yeah. against because Corbin's guy is.
Oh man, they could call them the Brogues. You know they're going to now. They're going.
As long as they pay us.
So we get some really odd Firefly Funhouse moments. We get Alexa Bliss preventing him from putting his fingers in her mouth again.
Strokes his face.
Strokes his face, which I really so I've started listening to Busted Open, and Mark Henry is explaining this as it's the Fiend has a soft side, and does he want to be Bray Wyatt or does he want to be the Fiend? And when she strokes his face, he starts thinking like, I could have this thing of beauty. And then he steps away, and then of course he comes back and he's like, no. And he's got to be the Fiend. I kind of like that idea. I kind of like that theory behind it.
So is Braun Strowman going to be a heel now? Because he said, you think I care about Alexa? You think I give a damn about Alexa?
Well, we'll find out in the match, right? That's because, at this rate, it's going to end up being Alexa Bliss in a cage match or something. Which, by the way, I do not condone.
I wonder if Alexa's going to turn on Bray. Shut up. Alexa's going to turn on the Fiend to help Bray win.
You mean Braun?
Braun, sorry.
I actually think what's going to happen, and this is what I've said in our Facebook group and everything else. I've said I believe that Alexa is going to become the Harley Quinn to the Fiend. Except creepier. Like I think she's gonna start having like more red in her hair and just because if you notice the jacket she's been wearing the past 2 weeks has been straight up like studs, all over it and everything. So I think she's gonna start getting a little dirtier. She's gonna start having like fishnets that are ripped, and you're gonna see her just start going down a path.
Get the pigtails back.
Maybe not that far, but I could see it. But I think that they're gonna take her down that path.
Okay.
She's just gonna be a little grimier and everything else, and I bet that Lexi herself actually loves the role.
So you think in time for SummerSlam?
No, but I think that could be the Braun doesn't care about her, so she stays with the Fiend.
Okay.
Causes the Fiend to win, maybe causes the Fiend to lose, but either way, she keeps going down that path to Sister Abigail. And I kind of like it.
Okay. We'll see.
What else? We get anything with AJ Styles? I don't think so.
Mm-mm. But
we did get.
Anything with Karen?
Yes, because we got Stephanie McMahon announcing a all divisions, so Raw, SmackDown, all brands Battle Royal to determine Bayley's next
contender.
Yeah, her next competitor.
For SummerSlam.
And Tino and I were trying to figure out who would be the right choice.
Rhea Ripley.
And I said Rhea Ripley. I think Rhea Ripley is the one that makes the most sense.
And bring her up at the same time.
Yeah, or have her do the Charlotte Flair thing where she shows up on both shows. Yeah. And why not? Why not be on NXT facing off against Martinez
or Io? Champion versus champion.
I mean, you can do those matches. So, but I think that's who they
that would be awesome if they did title for title.
I'm tired of title for title matches because you got champs every week now.
Yeah,
champs.
That's true.
I mean, this week you had Sasha Banks carrying all 4 belts but she had to put 2 of them down. Did you see that? Because it got heavy. I mean, she only weighs like $1.08.
It's $1.08. I like that.
You're a champ, weighing in at $1.08.
Anyway,
she is the legit boss. All right, so we got to tonight, right?
Yep.
Where do you want to start?
At the beginning, with those kendo shots. And I asked Rob too, and in case you don't know what we're talking about,
Seth Rollins, Buddy Murphy,
whooped
Samoa Joe, and Dominic Mysterio all in the ring at the same time. Dominic has to sign 2 contracts because he's got to sign his WWE contract as well as his SummerSlam match contract. And Samoa Joe, we think, is going to stick up for Dominic Mysterio.
If he's clear. I'm thinking he's clear.
Well, he keeps testing the waters and then dipping out.
Yeah.
Because then there's a match going on. Humberto Carrillo versus Seth Rollins. And Buddy Murphy smacks the shit out of Dominic. And then they proceed to rip his shirt off. And folks...
They tied him in the ropes first.
They tied him in the ropes, Tommy Dreamer style, in old school ECW. And pulled out a kendo stick. And then started begging Papa Ray to come out. And wailing receipts. Wailing receipts. I mean, at least 2 kendo sticks were broken on him. And
at one point, Seth was hitting him in the front, and
Buddy Murphy was hitting
him in
it
the
like
back.
as he would go forward and then back, forward and then back. And I said to Tino, this is him paying his dues, and saying, I'm one of the boys. And literally doing what Randy Orton did, and we were just talking about this match like 2 weeks ago or something. What Randy Orton did in his match against Mick Foley, which, by the way, was brought up tonight. They brought that moment up. And you could see the body singeing with blood. Like it didn't break the skin, but it didn't
He's
have
gonna
to.
He's going to have some hella bruises, especially his back. And I asked Rob, I'm like, how do you fake that? You don't. People saying wrestling's fake. How do you fake that?
Well, and that's why anytime I hear the fake word, because as Legend said earlier, don't break kayfabe.
Yeah.
It isn't fake. These guys and ladies get hurt all the time. Their bodies are built to withstand the pain, but it is, the best way to describe it is like synchronized swimming. I think I heard Chris Jericho say that once. As long as these 2 people performing this synchronized act do it in unison, it comes off amazing. As soon as one of them messes up, you get what looks like Dominic Mysterio's back right now. Like, that kid...
He paid his dues tonight.
His dad is going to take him out for a nice steak dinner.
He paid his dues tonight.
Like, he earned his spot on the roster, even if he never sells another move. He'll get fired at some point off the roster if he doesn't continue to perform, but yeah, it was something else. We have not seen that kind of display ever on TV PG.
A couple of weeks ago, we saw Cody take the tax. And then
that wasn't PG. Their show's TV 14.
Yeah. That's right, because they get the cuss, they get to say shit. And...
Well, every so often they drop an S-bomb on WWE programming too, but not like the pro golfer that said, well, that's some effed up shit. This weekend on ESPN. So, all right, folks. So that was brutal.
And that's how we kicked off Raw.
That was the 8 o'clock hour. That was just insane. We had Asuka versus Bailey in a really good match.
That I lost money on.
You lost money on, yeah. Dabba Doo.
I won money on that one.
No, I won the money on the Dabba.
No, I won the money on the dude with the. I said I want to do with the wife beater.
Riddick Moss showed up, and then of course we got some Retribution stuff, and we'll talk about that.
Yes.
Right now, Retribution looks like it's 5 members, 2 women, 3 men. They're trying to say that they think it's Chelsea Green and who was the other woman? We looked it up earlier.
Oh God, I forget her name.
She's got curly hair though,
yes.
and that's why everyone thinks it's her.
Ford? No.
No, you're thinking Penelope Ford, but no. Anyways, it doesn't matter. The idea is to try to figure out who these people are before they actually start revealing themselves, because we really don't know whether or not the reveal is going to be worth all this time and effort and everything else. Like when Nexus showed up, we knew who they all were. They showed their faces. But that first night, they were legit bad. Like, we were like, wow.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan is choking
Josh Matthews.
With
a tie.
With a tie. Anyways. It was like something off of SVU or something.
So, we were kicking around names trying to figure out who it could be.
And I gave this interesting theory of what if it was the entire Undisputed Era, except for Adam Cole. So, Roddy Strong, his wife Marina Shafir, Jessamine Duke, so 2 legit badass women, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. I could see it being them. I think that is a legit badass group doing legit badass things.
Doing their own Ciampa. And you said Rusev.
I said that the big theory online right now is that it's going to be 5 people that were let go by WWE. So if Chelsea Green was one of them, that kind of makes sense. And it immediately brought to mind that the one guy that everybody wants to see show back up on any programming, who says he's retired right now, is Rusev. So I would bring him out as Miro. I'd be like, the character Rusev is dead. This is me.
Really?
This is who I am. And completely back him away from Lana and everything else, because what they did with that tonight was ridiculous.
I don't understand.
Well, it's to set up Mickie James getting a match at SummerSlam against Natty.
I don't understand why they're dressing alike.
Well, because Natty never has a gimmick for too long. You know, so she's doing the Cesaro of women thing.
Okay.
Where she's tagging with different women all the time. But either way, we don't know. But if they don't start legitimately acting like badasses instead of just, we're going to flip a car over. Hoodlums. Akira Tozawa's ninjas. Like if they don't...
Hard true for the 38th time.
Soon as I saw the guy on the ropes,
You did.
I was like, you know that's R-Truth, right? And Tino goes, shh, I'm watching. And then they both back away from the match, and I'm like,
he started doing this.
I was like, it's R-Truth, and Tino finally sees him waving in the referee, and she comes out and she goes, oh, it was terrible. That was terrible. And 1 week after the Viking Raiders are on Raw Underground, they're suddenly just on regular Raw again. I guess that's something you can do.
Yeah.
There are no rules to Raw Underground.
No.
You're not allowed to talk about it, apparently.
No, that's the first rule of Raw Underground.
First rule of Raw Underground. You know what the second rule of Raw Underground is? You don't talk about Raw Underground.
Somebody just popped in. What does it say?
It says, "Hey, how are you?"
We're good. Who's that?
Dreo Yang 123.
We're awesome, Dreo Yang. How are you?
Yes, please let us know how you are. We're just going over Monday Night Raw pro wrestling tonight.
But
And talking about the Indiegogo that you see in the bottom right corner of your screen.
so what else? What else we got going on? We got P. We got P.
Yeah, we got Apollo Crews calling MVP P,
And he gets beat by Shelton.
and Apollo Crews got. You're the first person that said my name right. You are very welcome, Dreo Yang 123.
So
I'm pretty surprised I got it right, by the way. But
right.
I did. So you're welcome. The MVP thing, 1 week after they took over Raw Underground, not even being part of Raw Underground, kind of BS.
The Hurt Business. I thought that's going to be. I thought that was going to be.
I thought they now owned Raw Underground, but apparently only one night. They had to give
one
back.
night at a time. They had to give it to Shayna. Shayna's night owned it.
Yes, tonight was Shayna's night owning it. You are not wrong. She took out the little blonde girl.
She took out everybody.
She did take out. She took out two blonde girls, and that other girl that was just in Raw Underground without shoes for some reason.
No, that one blonde girl was ripped.
Yes, she was.
And still got
jacked.
She was jacked, and she still got taken out.
So then, we might as well just go ahead and talk about it because we've been on here about an hour already. Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. What?
Street Profits and Vega and.
Go ahead.
No, I just want to say that that's one I did win money on. Angelo Dawkins and Andrade wrestled, and Dawkins won.
And Dawkins was not the singles wrestler, so he should not have won.
No. But I won money. And then Vega came in, and Bianca Belair came in and proceeded to whoop her ass.
And Bianca Belair won.
Yeah, I should have bet on that.
So they went 2-0. Yeah, because I would have taken Zelina Vega in that match.
You sure would have.
That very well put together young lady that's also married to Aleister Black.
She said she had a big head. Don't.
She does have a big head. That's why she wears those 7-inch heels, though. When she's just managing, not wrestling.
Why?
Because it makes her look taller.
I thought she was a little extra, so she help her balance.
I don't know how that would do that. It would probably hurt the balance.
That's what I was trying to. I was like, why? Oh, anyway. All right, let's go to the end. You started to talk.
So last week,
You had a bobblehead. Your kettle talk.
I did not say that. You said that.
Your kettle talk.
Wow. So last week, Ric Flair goes up and starts running his mouth to Kevin Owens.
Oh, God.
And Kevin Owens is like, well, Rick, I guess we could see next week. And because of that, Randy Orton gets a match against Kevin Owens in the main event this week. And great match.
Awesome match.
Like those two, like I even said to you as the match was beginning, this is like the biggest match on Raw since WrestleMania. Like literally, we've now gone 4 months since WrestleMania, and this is the biggest match. This is the biggest match. And Kevin Owens started doing like the Randy Orton, let's start looking like a viper and doing all that, and Dexter Lumising or whatever they call it now. Like it's just creepy. And he gets up, he kicks Randy Orton in the stomach, goes to give him the stunner. Randy Orton turns him around, hits him with the RKO. Match is over. Or is it? We don't know what happened to Kevin Owens after the match. He just kind of melted into the ring.
I think he rolled out.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. But we didn't see that.
No.
You know, normally you see what happens to the guy that loses the match because he's holding his head as he walks to the back or whatever, right? No, he just disappears. And Randy Orton looks at Ric Flair. And I told you earlier today that Ric Flair's contract he's just not going to be used for a while. And we're trying to figure out what that means. Like, because we know Randy Orton is the legend killer. So Randy Orton's like, Rick, I need you to stay in the ring with me.
Till the commercial breaks over.
Till the commercial break is over. When we get back, I'm going to berate you like a 4-year-old child who decided to put his finger in a light socket.
And he did.
And he ran him down.
And it looked like he was about to cry.
Well,
Rick cries.
Rick cries like Rick used to bleed.
Yeah.
You know? And Randy even said, all you're good for now is crying, Rick. And I'm sitting there going, you know nobody scripted it. You know that he was backstage and he said, Rick, I'm going to run you down like you haven't been run down before. And you're going to eat it. And Rick sits there and eats it. And then Ric Flair proceeds to give probably his best promo.
Yes.
Since his last title run.
Yes. Yes.
And he's like, you're right, I want to be here with you. I want to be here with you when you hit 15 times, 16 times, and break my record.
Not John
Cena's record.
I was like, ooh.
My record. And Randy sits there.
71 years old.
And all of a sudden I'm like, Randy Orton is about to RKO my mom. Because my mom is 71 years old.
Oh, my mom turned 69 yesterday. Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Mama Tina. And then while I was disappointed that he did not give him an RKO.
He'd have broke Ric Flair.
Well, I mean, Randy Orton talked about him having a pacemaker. He talked about him being in a coma for 12 days.
No, Ric Flair.
Ric Flair did talk about it. Well, Randy had mentioned being in a coma. Ric Flair said it was for 12 days. And 31 days in intensive care. And
what happened? We still don't know.
Dude, it was like 4 days after I had drinks with Ric Flair.
I know, we still don't know why. What happened? He's just in the hospital all of a sudden.
His entire body shut down. Wow. Dude, when I met Ric Flair, and I had met him years ago, but when I saw him 2 years ago, it was at SuperCon, and he's at the bar, and he's got this glass, and it's like a brown glass, but inside the glass is almost a clear liquid with a couple drops of red juice in it. And I'm like, hey, Nate, Bloody Mary? And he goes, only way I drink them, brother. And I go, not a lot of tomato juice in there. And he goes, that's the way to drink them, brother. And, okay.
What's in a Bloody? I've never had a Bloody Mary. What is in a Bloody Mary?
It's got bitters, it's got vodka, it's got tomato juice, and it's got hot sauce.
Okay, so he's pretty much just drinking vodka
with a couple drops of red juice in it. Yeah, and his didn't even have like the celery stalk or anything. Like he's just drinking. And then like 2 days later, his body shut down. Because I had seen him flying back from San Diego when I went to San Diego Comic-Con. Went to SuperCon. He did all of his stuff at SuperCon. And he had his handler with him, and he's drinking. The handler's sitting there being like, just paying out the money, whatever. And he's the Nature Boy. Like, just everything you expect. But he looked like he was in a rough way, you know? Still, you know, was a lot of people were saying that he was kind of rude to people and stuff like that. I didn't think so. I knew who he was. I was respectful. He was respectful back. Done. Yeah. And we love the Nature Boy.
Yes, we do.
So, you know, come to this, and he's literally saying, I'm not the Ric Flair that I was before. And we've heard him say that. You know, like when we watched the Undertaker thing, the Last Ride.
That's right.
The Undertaker's talking about how Ric Flair said going into his match against Shawn Michaels, he wasn't Ric Flair anymore. Mm-hmm. And The Undertaker felt that for like the first time, you know, and all this stuff going on of dropping back and not being the guy that you were and everything else really kind of hurts when you can't put on that performance that everybody expects from you. But we know that Ric Flair's not that guy anymore.
Yes.
I mean, hell, here he's been slurring his speech.
And that's starting to worry me too. Is that
No, you're right.
It's that old age. I don't think he's drinking anymore, because I don't think he's drinking anymore.
Oh, he's drinking.
Well, you listen to because I've still listened to his son-in-law and
Conrad
and Bruce, and they're like, he doesn't drink anymore.
Oh, he does. He does because when they did Triple H's birthday party or 30th or 25th anniversary,
Mm-hmm.
and Ric Flair was there, he was on Stone Cold's show and he was still drinking, and he's like, everything in moderation now, brother.
Oh, I thought he quit.
So I think he's drinking light beer now. I don't think he's drinking margaritas and everything.
Yeah.
Hanging out with Jimmy Buffett or nothing. But no, he's still drinking.
Oh, okay.
I don't think Ric Flair's ever gonna quit. He's still Ric Flair. So there's always gonna be a part of him that has to be Ric Flair. But to see him tonight, I mean, you said it. He's breaking down, getting ready to cry, do all that stuff. Whew, man, it's tough.
Because I grew up NWA. I grew up.
Well, you grew up down here in the South. I grew up in the North.
Kiss Dylan, Will and Dylan, son of a gun, and him with the long, even back then the platinum blonde hair, and he's just ripping that, and to see him now I know everybody gets old now, but you still have that image, Ric Flair, and to see him now is kind of like,
yeah,
you should have just stopped, he's know when to say when, and I think at least he's not wrestling anymore.
True,
but I think.
But I think tonight we may have seen the last of him on WWE TV.
For now, they're always going to bring him back.
I don't know, man. Like, what else could they do with him?
I don't know. Let him and Vince have one more match.
No.
Maybe. Last time we saw Vince.
When he came out at Triple H's 25th anniversary, he just started rambling on these weird.
How old is Vince? He's
74.
So he's older than Rick.
Yes. Yeah, and I think Hogan is 70.
What? Damn.
Yeah. I think. They're all up there.
See, all my childhood idols are like just, wow.
I mean, Steve Austin is in his 50s.
Yeah.
And you look at him and you're like,
no, he's not.
That guy could still go.
Yeah.
But then you see Goldberg, who's in his 50s, and he did still go. Kind of. I don't want to face him. You did everything you needed to, Bill. You won the title.
So bring Ryback back. Feed me.
No, they don't need to do that. Anyways, so yeah, that and finally Randy Orton. It was kind of like whoever kicked Mick Foley in the stomach instead of like beating him down.
Yeah, but he gave him the old low blow. He
Ric Flaired Ric Flair. Hit him with
and I said it's probably because Ric Flair is old. He's not gonna be able to take an RKO.
He can't. Although Ric Flair's number one bump is that front face bump.
But he hadn't done that in years either.
That's true.
So I think the way
he hadn't even dropped an elbow on his jacket recently.
No, because he'll break it.
He breaks his hip.
Yeah, do something. So,
drop an elbow, break a hip.
So I think the way they did it tonight was the best way they could do it. He Ric Flair, and then when it came time for the punt, right before he started the punt, the lights started flickering again, and right as he ran for the punt, the lights went out, and when they came back on, Flair's out and Randy's on the other side of the thing. So I'm thinking.
Well, Randy was over top of him basically.
I think when the lights went out, he just.
He
slapped.
Yeah, Tommaso Ciampa be proud.
Yeah.
Leg slaps all around.
Shut up.
Leg slaps all around.
So.
Woo! So Nature Boy.
But what got me is nobody came out there during that whole time. I mean, because he didn't punt him like immediately. He made him wait. He made him.
My question there. Because you're right. Ric Flair's sitting there on all fours. And he's looking like, did I just lose a contact? trying to get up. He's not trying to go down. He's just there. And he's like, just waiting. And then Randy finally started to move, and all you got to do is be next to that light switch.
Yeah.
You know, to do that. So they didn't have to take forever, but Randy's just like, is Rick going to be able to take this? Is the lights going to shut off? Like, what's going to happen here so that I can just get this over with? And Rick's just like...
If the dude would have been distracted at that light switch.
Retribution's back here.
So, at that moment. But yeah.
It was a good moment.
And then
it was a good segment. They sold it.
Drew ran out at the end. Nobody came out to help Flair till the end.
After Randy basically,
killed him.
Yeah, and said whatever he says, which is like, "You made me do it."
I love you. I'm sorry.
Thanks, Shawn Michaels. But then Drew comes out and he's like, "Even him? What is wrong with you?" And what I love about the wrestling industry is that a guy called the Legend Killer truly has to knock legends off TV. Like right now would be the perfect time to bring Stone Cold Steve Austin in.
I don't think they'll do that, Stone Cold.
I don't think so either. But you know what? You know what would be great? You do the Stone Cold podcast, right? And at the end of it, Randy goes to cheers him.
And RKO's him.
Drops him.
Stone Cold, that's the Stone Cold character wouldn't let that lie, though. He'd be on Raw.
Yeah. Well, and Stone Cold would literally be like, what's the payoff?
I'd like to see a Diamond Cutter versus an RKO match.
That Diamond Dallas Page is almost as old as Ric Flair, dude. Now, granted, he's still dropping diamond cutters.
And he still looks good.
Body-wise.
Yeah. Face-wise. Well, he never looked good face-wise. Oh.
That's kind of mean.
Sorry.
Oh, it's fine. I hadn't taken a swig yet, but that's kind of mean.
I know DDP might be watching, though. He's come find me.
We have a DDP spot, and you're going to say stuff like that?
I know.
Did you get the app, bro? So, all right, folks.
Bro.
I'm a little shocked that we haven't seen the return of Brock Lesnar yet.
Bro. I'm not. I don't want to.
I mean, they want to pop in ratings, though.
Bring Ronda back before you bring Brock back.
Bring The Rock back. Considering this week he sat there and Daniel Bryan said he wants a match against The Rock.
He wants to get his ass whooped. That's what he's saying.
Did you read it?
No.
So the tweet was, I would like to go ahead and put my name in the hat for a match against The Rock at WrestleMania because of how many times my daughter has made me sing the song from Moana. And
You're welcome.
And The Rock sits there and replies. He goes, oh, I see how this ends up playing out. I got to do the job for a dad again.
It'd have been perfect if he just said, you're welcome.
It would have. So, and speaking of The Rock on Instagram this week, he's singing the song to his daughter, because he does it every night, and that's how they wash their hands.
Yeah, but then you see the one on Facebook where she doesn't believe it's him, so he's trying to sing. He sings it to her, she's like, shh, I'm listening.
Yeah. Well, this time she's like, Daddy, can you sing to my doggies? Because she's got these two, like, stuffed animal pugs. And she's sitting there, like, petting the dogs. And he's singing the song. And then he's like, see, I told you I was Maui. And she's like, no.
That is awesome. I think those are just awesome because she's, like, never going to believe it. Like, no.
She's going to get to the age where she goes, why didn't I think that was you?
Right.
And like at that point, if I were her, I just stick to it.
Yeah, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. No, it's not you, Dad.
That's still not you. I don't
You
know.
sound just like him, Dad.
I don't know.
That's a good impersonation, Dad, of Maui.
Yeah, I don't know who you stole that from.
But you lip singing.
But I've already said, besides selling tequila right now, The Rock's not doing much except working out.
Yeah.
He could be.
No. He's a brand new owner of the XFL.
But that is true. Congratulations,
Dwayne Johnson
and Danny Garcia. And
$7 production. Is that who we?
No, it was like Red Bird Entertainment or something. But $15 million, they bought their own football, like not just franchise. They bought a league.
I really believe though, like you said, I think The Rock's got a good mind and a good business mind. I think he's going to make the XFL work. I truly believe he'll make it work.
And I already told you how to do it.
Yeah.
You sit there, you set up a YouTube show for each of the different teams, and you just get people bought into who the people are playing on your team. You know, you get a couple of those good ESPN guys that make you cry when you sit there and hear their little spiel about everything.
30 for 30.
Yeah, not necessarily the 30 for 30s, but Tom Rinaldi. Okay. Tom Rinaldi gets you crying because it's like. And that's when we brought in the guy with one eyeball to throw the football. What? Like, how does that happen? But
you brought Ray in to throw the football?
Rey Mysterio. He's got his eye on you.
Jean Paul Liet. What's his name?
Ouellette.
Maurice's dad, you know.
Pierre Ouellette.
I'm going to hell.
Is it Pierre?
It's Pierre.
It's Pierre Ouellette. Yeah.
I'm going to hell. Okay.
All right. So Tino, I think it's time to go ahead and tell everybody that watches the show. Please give a follow or a subscribe on YouTube or Twitch.
I got lightheaded from laughing.
Give a like to the video. Check out the Indiegogo. Yeah, Tino's totally pushing the wrong direction there. There you go, yeah. The Indiegogo. Please help us out. We're trying to get it funded. There is one awesome thing on there where you can give your money to get copies sent to a children's hospital. That would truly help us out. They are discounted for that specific reason. Like, follow, share, subscribe on the YouTube. If you smell what the Potsy and Tino are cooking. All right, now I gotta find a song. Gotta find a song.
This is the greatest show.
That is not the song.
That'd be perfect if it was.
No.
I think we get sued.
We don't have the rights.
We don't have the rights to that one.
YouTube would shut our video down. So we're gonna go with this one. Everybody, thanks so much. Have a wonderful night.
Peace.
Stay safe. And Ric Flair.
He's on the top of that hill.
No, he's not.
He's not.
No, he's still on the mat.
Oh, he's still on the mat. He's on the mat holding his junk.
He was holding his junk.
He was holding his junk.
Pretty strong. Yeah, he was like. Ooh.
He's doing a Michael Jackson.
Ooh. Good night, everybody.